Hey everyone, KitaSean here, so welcome back to another Fate Grand Order video. In today's video, we'll be discussing how good is the 4-star Lancer Welfare Servant, Utsumi Erice. Utsumi Erice, again, is a Welfare Lancer from the collaboration event Fate Requiem. We will be talking about her skills, Noble Phantasm, what team setups are good for her, craft essences, command codes, and if she's worth farming for. Let's go ahead and start off with her stats. Erice has a max attack of 9,122 and 11,991 HP before Grail. Her star absorption is 87, star generation is 12%, MP charge on attack is 0.63%, and MP charge on defense is 4%. Her command card deck consists of 2 quicks, 2 arts, and 1 buster. Her quick card does 4 hits, arts and buster does 3 hits, and extra does 5 hits. Erice is honestly on the average side when it comes to her stats. She does have pretty good star generation and MP gain due to her deck focusing on being arts and quick, and the hit counts are high as well. She, I guess in a way, is a more balanced servant. Now onto her skills. Skill 1, Dread Spirit Peacemaker A. It increases her own art performance for 3 turns from 20 to 30% and grants herself evade for 2 attacks for 3 turns. This skill is on a 6-turn cooldown. This is a good skill because the arts buff allows her to not only buff her command cards but also her Noble Phantasm. Having an offensive effect attached with a defensive effect is usually something we players don't want to see, but in Erice's case, it's okay because it lasts for 3 turns as long as she doesn't get hit for 2 attacks. So in a way, you can take full advantage of this skill. Skill 2 is Der Frettschutz Limitation B. I deeply apologize for butchering that. This allows her to ignore evasion for a turn, increases own critical star absorption for a turn from 300 to 600%. This skill is on a 4-turn cooldown. Skill 2 is mostly going to be used for the star absorption. Once again, Erice herself can actually gain a good amount of stars and end up becoming a pretty good crit lancer. And not only that, this skill is on a 4-turn cooldown, so you could use this skill multiple times in a battle. The ignore evasion is honestly a bonus effect, and I see it as an effect that you can use during challenge quests and stuff like that. Skill 3 is Grin Reaper B. This skill increases her own insta-kill success rate for 3 turns from 50 to 100%, increases own critical damage and damage against servants for 3 turns from 20 to 30%. This skill is on a 6-turn cooldown. She can not only become a pretty good crit lancer, but she can be a lancer that can insta-kill. The crit damage and servant damage bonus will definitely help against boss fights, and her insta-kill effect buff will help out her Noble Phantasm against mobs and mob bosses. Her passive skills consist of the following: Magic Resistance Spirit B+, increase own debuff resistance by 10%, and further increases own debuff resistance against undead enemies by 20%. Riding C+, increases own quick performance by 7%. Independent Action B increases own critical damage by 8%, and Divinity E increases own damage by 100. Erice has an art AoE Noble Phantasm called Abino Sakahoko. The effect of the Noble Phantasm removes any defensive buffs on the enemies. That includes defense up, card resistance, evade, invincibility. You get the idea. The overcharge is insta-kill. It's interesting to see that the game makes it seem as if Erice is supposed to focus on instant killing, but honestly, she actually does pretty good damage to kill mobs, even with the skill buffs and the MP damage from the copies that you get for free. You definitely want to pair Erice up with servants that can help her increase her art performance, so of course Tamamo no Mae, Gilgamesh Caster, and future caster support staple Castoria. Tamamo can not only give an arts buff, but the skill cooldown will definitely help Erice a lot, allowing her to buff herself even more. Gilgamesh can add in some crit support, and Castoria, MP gain, arts buff, protection, the whole shebang. For CEs, anything that buffs arts card is good, but you might want to throw in some quick performance and critical as well, so Mission Start will be a great CE for her. I think the best command codes for her are definitely anything that adds on critical damage. For those who think Erice is a welfare servant that can farm, well, I got bad news. She is a pretty inconsistent farming servant, and the big reason for that is her insta-kill effect. You won't be able to gain any MP gauge with that. even having insta-kill effect, I don't really think it's even her main focus. I do think she is used for challenge quests, but at the same time, there are just better servants out there. I'll be real, I don't think she is the greatest servant for gameplay. There are just so many better Lancers out there, but most of those good Lancers are in the gacha. The best 4-star Lancer is limited, but that doesn't mean she isn't worth farming. I mean, she's free. That's already a good thing, right? But I do think everyone should still pick her up, whether you need a Lancer or not. I think she is a unique servant who, of course, needs a couple buffs to get better, but I still think she is a pretty decent servant. So yeah, that's basically going to be about it on Utsumi Erice. Now again, I don't think she's the greatest servant in the world. I do think she is a servant that is, you know, a nice niche in a way. And yeah, I do think, you know, might as well just farm her because she is free. So yeah, that's basically going to be about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below and tell me what you guys think about Utsumi Erice, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters.